The world is a big place with more than its fair share of scary locations. Big, small, and outright troubling. Some of the most terrifying places on Earth are dangerous, while others are haunted by dark histories or supernatural forces. Some locations force us to confront the fragility of life, while others simply chill us to the core. But one thing is certain: all of the places on this list are absolutely terrifying. Join us as we explore the 15 most horrifying places in nature that will give you goosebumps. Number 15. The Great Blue Hole, Belize. Well, you must have heard the old phrase, looks can be deceiving. Nowhere is that truer than in the Great Blue Hole off the coast of Belize. While it may look like a gorgeous natural wonder, this massive underwater sinkhole is anything but inviting. At nearly 400 feet deep, it's one of the most dangerous places on Earth, especially for those brave enough to dive into its dark waters. Divers have been fascinated by the Great Blue Hole since the 70s, but exploring it comes with serious risks. The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. Below 290 feet, the water's lack of oxygen preserves the bodies of those who've been lost to its depths, creating an eerie, silent graveyard. And that's not the worst of it. The lower reaches of the hole are shrouded in a layer of toxic hydrogen sulfide, making it pitch black and deadly. It's as if the hole itself is waiting for its next victim, silently lurking beneath the surface. So, we advise, just observe its beauty on the internet. Number 14. Gomantong Caves, Malaysia. The Gomantong Caves in Malaysia are nothing short of a natural marvel, with limestone walls soaring up to 300 feet. But while the caves are a geological wonder, the experience inside is anything but pleasant. Home to over 2 million bats, the floor of the cave is smothered in thick layers of guano, in simple words, bat poop, making every step a slippery, stinky adventure. And forget about using the handrails for support. They're covered in the same filth as the floor. If you somehow manage to get past the overwhelming stench of bat droppings, you'll find yourself face to face with millions of Malaysian cockroaches. They swarm everywhere the guano is, and that's pretty much the entire cave. But the fun doesn't end there. Brace yourself for the occasional encounter with snakes, scorpions, freshwater crabs, and the dreaded giant Aokigahara centipedes. These poisonous critters can grow up to 3 inches long, adding a truly sinister touch to this already nightmarish wildlife experience. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Number 13. Centralia, Pennsylvania. In the heart of Pennsylvania lies Centralia, a ghost town with a chilling history that inspired the Silent Hill franchise. Once a bustling coal mining town, Centralia is now a haunting reminder of nature's power and human neglect. As you approach, the first thing you'll notice, if you dare, is the eerie smoke wafting from the ground. But this isn't just some fog, it's the result of a coal mine fire that has been burning beneath the town since 1962. While the exact cause is still debated, the consequences are undeniable. The fire spread deep underground, sending toxic fumes into the air and making the town uninhabitable. Today, the fire still smolders beneath Centralia, and experts predict it could burn for another 500 years. Sinkholes have swallowed roads, and deadly gases lurk beneath the surface, making it a dangerous place for anyone foolish enough to visit. It was once home to thousands, but now only a handful of souls remain. Number 12. Drake Passage, Antarctica. The Drake Passage, the most common route to Antarctica from South America, may seem like a quick way to reach the frozen continent, but it's a passage that tests even the toughest sailors. Known for its treacherous conditions, this stretch of water is infamous for towering waves that can reach up to 40 feet and unpredictable ice debris that can appear out of nowhere. While the exact number of shipwrecks in these freezing waters varies, many estimates put the figure in the hundreds. You might think that with modern tech, we've left behind the dangers of old-timey sea travel, but think again. Weather forecasting and improved tech have certainly made things safer, but the passage is still far from a leisurely cruise. In fact, a 2010 Antarctic cruise found itself battling fierce swells and harsh weather, knocking out one of its engines and sending its passengers into a panic. Number 11. Hanging Coffins, Philippines. If you're planning on visiting the dead in Sagada, Philippines, well, you won't need to dig 6 feet down. All you need to do is just look up. The locals here practice a unique and ancient tradition of hanging coffins on the sides of cliffs, creating an eerie yet fascinating aerial cemetery. This ritual has been carried out for decades, with the coffins serving as both a tribute to the deceased and a way of connecting them to their ancestors. The ritual is very personal. Each person carves their own coffin before passing, and when they die, they're carefully hoisted up to rest on the cliffs, sometimes hundreds of feet above the ground. The coffins, which vary in design, reflect the individual's personality and craftsmanship. Many of these cliffside tombs are centuries old, and seeing them lined up against the rugged cliffs is anything but ordinary. What do you think? Now, let's move to Number 10. Snake Island, Brazil. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to step onto an island where the very ground beneath your feet is alive with danger? Welcome to Ilha de Queimada Grande, aka Snake Island, located about 90 miles off the coast of São Paulo. This island is considered one of the most dangerous places on Earth, and for good reason. The island is home to an unnerving population of golden lancehead vipers. Some studies suggest there are as many as 1 to 5 snakes per square meter. Separated from mainland Brazil 11,000 years ago, the snakes adapted in truly terrifying ways. With no ground-level prey to hunt, they took to the treetops, striking at birds mid-flight. Their venom evolved to become 5 times more potent than their mainland counterparts, capable of instantly killing prey and even melting human flesh. Because of the danger, the Brazilian government has banned visitors from setting foot on the island. But let's be honest. Who would want to? Number 9. Pompeii, Campania, Italy. Imagine living in a city that, to you, seems perfectly normal, only to have it vanish in an instant. This was the tragic fate of Pompeii in Campania, Italy, when Mount Vesuvius erupted in AD 79. The volcano's explosion was so catastrophic that ash and volcanic stones rained down, blanketing the entire city. Toxic gases filled the air, and in a matter of hours, thousands of lives were snuffed out. But the eruption did something eerily fascinating. It preserved Pompeii. The thick layer of ash entombed the city, preserving buildings, artifacts, and even the bodies of its inhabitants for over 1,500 years. It wasn't until the 1700s that the city was rediscovered, providing an unprecedented glimpse into daily Roman life. Had the citizens of Pompeii known more about volcanic activity, they might have realized they were living on the remnants of a previous eruption. But in the end, nature's fury was as unpredictable as it was deadly. Number 8. Yungas Road, La Paz, Bolivia. If you're planning to travel Yungas Road in Bolivia, be prepared for a hair-raising experience. Dubbed the Death Road, this 20-mile stretch is considered one of the most dangerous in the world. The narrow gravel path barely fits a car, and with sheer cliffs on one side, the drop is enough to make anyone's stomach churn. No guardrails, no protection, just beautiful mountain views and the terrifying possibility of falling up to 10,000 feet. Over the years, hundreds of lives have been lost here. While a new road has since reduced the fatalities, the real route remains open for the brave souls seeking adventure. But remember, the road may be beautiful, but it's not for the faint of heart. If you dare, it's definitely not a trip for anyone with a fear of heights. Number 7. Aokigahara Forest, Honshu, Japan. This forest, nestled at the base of Japan's majestic Mount Fuji, is a place of unsettling beauty and profound sorrow. Aokigahara, often called the suicide forest, is both tranquil and tragic. Over the years, it has become a destination for those seeking to end their lives in solitude, far from the bustling world. The eerie quiet of the forest is broken only by the wind whispering through the dense trees and the occasional sound of wildlife. What makes this forest even more haunting is the high number of suicides that have occurred here, with over 100 people taking their lives between 2013 and 2015 alone. Signs posted at the forest's entrance urge visitors to reconsider their actions, reminding them of the loved ones they would leave behind. Why Aokigahara? Some say its remote, quiet nature offers escape. Others believe it's the forest's dark energy that draws people in. Whatever the reason, Aokigahara remains a chilling reminder of life's fragile nature. Number 6. Skeleton Coast, Northern Namibia. If you say or think you've seen everything, then you need to think again. The Skeleton Coast in Namibia is one of the most haunting and desolate places on Earth. Stretching 300 miles along the northern coast, it's a place where survival is a near impossibility. And the only things that thrive here are the remnants of those who didn't make it. The shore is scattered with bleached animal bones, left by creatures who once wandered the barren land in search of food and water that never came. Imagine being stranded in this vast emptiness, with nothing but the relentless sun, no fresh water, no food, and miles of inhospitable desert between you and help. The only signs of life are the skeletal remains and shipwrecks that litter the beach, a grim reminder of the unyielding force of nature. The Skeleton Coast is a place where terror and isolation reign. Number 5. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. While Joss Whedon had us all thinking the entrance to hell was hiding in sunny California, because of course demons love a good tan, it turns out the real fiery gateway is much more remote. Enter the Door to Hell, a 230-foot wide crater in the middle of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan. Forget sunny beaches and palm trees. This place is all about eternal flame and intense heat. Back in 1971, Soviet scientists were doing what Soviet scientists do best, drilling for oil. But instead of a big payday, they accidentally discovered methane gas and watched their platform collapse into a giant hole. Brilliant move, right? Naturally, they decided to light it up to burn off the gas, expecting it to fizzle out. Spoiler alert, it didn't. 50+ years later, it's still burning, like that one candle you forgot to blow out at your birthday party. So if you're ever in the area, why not stop by and say hello to hell? Just make sure you pack sunscreen. Number 4. Kawah Ijen Volcano, Indonesia. The Kawah Ijen volcano in Indonesia is a place where beauty and danger collide in the most dramatic way possible. Located on the island of Java, this active peak is known for its staggering amounts of sulfuric gases, which reach temperatures over 1,000 degrees. These gases combust as they escape through cracks in the earth, creating a fiery spectacle that is as terrifying as it is mesmerizing. At times, the gases condense into liquid sulfur, glowing an eerie blue as it cascades down the volcano, looking like something out of a dream or a nightmare. The blue flames can only be seen at night, but the sulfuric burns never stop. Kawah Ijen is constantly emitting sulfur dioxide, which fills the air with a choking stench. To make matters worse, the nearby crater lake has been tainted green due to the high concentration of hydrochloric acid. This otherworldly environment is as dangerous as it is beautiful, drawing adventurers who are brave enough to witness nature at its most volatile and striking. Number 3. Mount Huashan, China. It's nearly impossible to find an article or video about Mount Huashan without seeing it dubbed as the most dangerous hike in the world. This famous mountain in central China is renowned for its plank walk, A narrow, 12-inch wide wooden path bolted into the cliffside, thousands of feet above the ground. Daring hikers are encouraged to shuffle across the plank, gripping loose metal chains for support, all while eyeing missing or broken planks beneath their feet. Some say the thrill and the stunning temples at the summit make the risk worthwhile, while others prefer to take a safer route via a 10-minute cable car ride to the top. Well, you can decide for yourself. Number 2. Cerro Negro, Nicaragua. Climbing Nicaragua's active Cerro Negro volcano is an adrenaline rush, but if you're craving even more excitement, it's time to try volcano boarding. Picture this, sitting or standing on a piece of plywood as you zoom down the steep, ash-covered slopes of an active volcano. It's like sledding on steroids, except there's a real risk of getting burned by hot lava or inhaling toxic fumes. You'll definitely want to gear up with protective goggles and clothing, as the volcano has erupted more than 20 times since 1850. For a truly wild experience, head to Bigfoot Hostel, where guided tours take you to the summit, provide boards, safety equipment, snacks, and even clock your speed with a radar gun. All this for just $29. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're up for an unforgettable adventure, volcano boarding is one wild ride you won't soon forget. Number 1. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. If you're looking for a vacation spot where the word paradise definitely doesn't apply, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is a great option. With temperatures soaring to 125 degrees, it's officially the hottest place on Earth, according to USA Today, so it must be true. People have been known to venture here, but calling it a tourist attraction is a stretch. It's essentially a giant warning sign. Keep out, this place is dangerous. The Danakil Depression isn't just scorching, it's also home to some serious life or death challenges. The acidic, salt-filled water is more likely to corrode your skin than quench your thirst. The air is filled with toxic fumes, so breathing feels like an Olympic sport. And then, there's the lava lake in the Ale volcano, which could probably boil your vacation plans in an instant. The only thing thriving here are some incredibly tough microbes. If you're into the idea of exploring the gateway to hell, well, good luck. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.